Be sure to watch Sitare every week to catch your favorite star profiles, celebrity interviews, community events, and more.
Sitare TV.
Sitare TV.
Sitare TV.
Sitare
Right
TV.
here on Sitare TV.
Sitare TV.
Sitare TV.
Sitare TV.
Hi, my name is Tanvi Thomre, and I'm a Akshaya Patra youth volunteer, and I'm here speaking to.
Hi, I'm Kher Shah. I'm the CFO at Westbridge Capital, and we are a big supporter of Akshaya Patra.
How are you involved in Akshaya Patra?
I've been with Westbridge for 7 years, and Westbridge has been a big supporter of Akshaya Patra even before I joined Westbridge. And my personal involvement also with Akshaya Patra has just grown over a period of time. And we are a big believer and a big supporter of Akshaya Patra and everything, all the wonderful things they do.
There are so many nonprofit organizations, so why did you choose Akshaya Patra?
So Westbridge, we are a fund which invests in India, and we are always looking for good organization with who have a great mandate and helping back to India. So it is a wonderful thing for us to be involved in something that Akshaya Patra is doing and be contributing back to India.
So since you've invested in one of the Varanasi kitchens, right, have you gotten a chance to visit them?
I haven't got a chance to visit, but I will definitely be visiting as soon as I can. We had some of our team members from our office who did visit. The inauguration for Varanasi Kitchen happened in July of this year. Mr. Modi came to inaugurate that, and it's wonderful to see that there would be 100,000 kids who would be Akshaya Patra will be feeding on a daily basis.
So will you be planning on investing in more kitchens?
Well, I think this has been a great experience for us to be involved with the first kitchen, and I'm sure we will have more involvement, whether it's more kitchens or helping on the operating side, whichever way we can help.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that we are it's a fantastic organization. We are very thankful to Akshaya Patra for everything that they are doing. I personally, myself and my family is also greatly involved in whatever we can do in the Bay Area. And this summer, I was in Bangalore and visited one of the kitchens with my son, who spent about a week there. So I think that you guys do a fantastic job, and good luck with everything.
So thank you for being an investor with us. And also, thank you for speaking here with us on Sitare TV.
Thank you, Jay. My name is Naveen Goel, and I'm from Akshaya Patra, USA. I live in Dayton, Ohio, and I've been working with Akshaya Patra for the last 1 year, and I'm really excited to share all the good news we have about the programs that we run in India. And we are blessed to have an amazing family of about 40,000 people in the United States, which clearly cherishes our cause and supports it and makes this possible for us to serve the kids. A very good question there about, this is post-pandemic, the first year when we've had lots of events. But the pace of events and the activities and the passion in the people and the community is phenomenal. And everybody has come out to support the Akshaya Patra cause. So the things that we are doing is, we are doing two sort of distinct things. One is we are clearly engaging with the larger broad section of the population. So we are reaching out to places in areas where Akshaya Patra was absolutely unknown and trying to make it a community name, making it something that everybody can latch on to, give them pride and joy in supporting our cause. So that's one. And the other is, of course, we have raised a lot of money from our donors from Bay Area, for instance, who have supported the investment in our kitchens. And so that's the real money that we have to put in the capital to make these kitchens happen. And then we're able to feed the children in these schools. Today we serve about 20,000 kids. Schools.
My name is Tanvi Thomre, and I'm a youth volunteer at Akshaya Patra. I'm here on Sitare TV, and we're speaking with...
I'm Siva Sivaram. I'm the chairman of the board of trustees of Akshaya Patra in the USA.
What is your goal at Akshaya Patra?
The goal and mission of Akshaya Patra is extremely simple. We do not want a child deprived of education because they are hungry. We want to make sure every child in the world, not just in India, over the long term, is able to learn and be productive because they go in there with the right amount of nutrition and are able to grow and learn.
Is your vision for Akshaya Patra growing?
Akshaya Patra, as you know, over the last several years, has gone from 1.4 to 1.6 to 1.8 to 2 million children being fed every day right now. In the very long term, we should be in a place where the need for an organization like Akshaya Patra is not needed. Our job is that we as a society are able to feed our children ourselves very well. But that day is still far away. In the meantime, we want to make sure this 1.8 to 2 million that we made the transition becomes 5 million. Not just that, we currently do only school children. We want to make sure we are able to feed preschool children. We also want to be able to feed pregnant mothers. The biggest time where nutrition is so important is when the mother is pregnant and when the baby is in the 0 to 2 years. We need to be able to go from being a midday meals organization to being able to give breakfast in school, to be able to feed the children before they come to school, and to be able to address the prenatal needs of mothers.
So how do you plan on accomplishing this vision?
The Akshaya Patra business model, the reason we are the largest midday meal NGO in the world is because we have a group of very dedicated people, people who believe in the vision. On the ground in India, people who get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, make sure that they're firing up the furnaces, making sure the food is cooked and meets the nutritional standards and deliver. There's an infrastructure. We want to build that infrastructure bigger. In the US is the single largest donor for Akshaya Patra. We want to be able to play to our strength, make sure we grow our ecosystem here so we're able to fund these activities. Make sure that the grassroots where we are able to raise money. Now, Akshaya Patra in the US, in the early arts and the teens to 2012, 2013, used to be funded by a few well-meaning, kind-hearted, high-net-worth individuals. We have now expanded it into 4 pillars. Of course, those high-net-worth individuals are very, very important, and we do work with them closely. Corporations, which match when employees donate. Trusts and foundations, which provide grants. But most importantly, grassroots. We have now grown Akshaya Patra to be a true grassroots organization where we are able to grow chapters now in well over 40 chapters in the US. We now have chapters in the Midwest, in the South, in the East, in the West, all along the eastern seaboard, on the Pacific coast. We have now had 40 chapters coming up, and we are getting the name of Akshaya Patra known very well. This allows us to raise the money that we need to support the infrastructure in India so that we can achieve this vision that we were talking about.
The COVID has especially been a hard hit. So what lessons have you learned through COVID?
2021 have been very, very difficult years. Schools shut down in India. So our main means of delivering the food was taken away from us. We had to quickly adapt. We went into delivering these happy meals, kit with rice, dal, oil, salt, other supplies, put them together for a 30-day, for a family of 4, not just the children, but the whole family. Volunteers helped us put these boxes together. We were able to deliver over 250 million meals during the COVID. So it does show that the organization is very adaptable, agile, to make sure it happens. However, we do need to strengthen those avenues. When schools shut down, how do we reach those children and still be able to deliver what they need? So we are looking into it. We did very well. We can do a lot better.
How was the funding during the pandemic?
If anything, I am more worried post-pandemic funding. During the pandemic, people realized the need. People did open their hearts and minds to us and their wallets. The fundraising actually spiked during the pandemic. We were able to, through video conferences, through webcasts and seminars, we were able to tell the people our story, and we could get money raised. Now we are back to being the physical world. We are holding galas. We are trying to get people in person. We need to sustain both of those, the ability to do it electronically through social media and the ability to do it physically. And that is very important.
During the downturn in the economy, what effects have you seen?
Yeah, this double whammy of recession coupled with high inflation is dangerous for the world everywhere. Corporations have their earnings going down, which means their own ESG funds, will they be able to match and give it to us? We are worried. In India, on the ground, the growth is picking up. We are back to being 6, 8, 9% growth, which means inflation is going to go up in India. We have very strict guidelines on how we control the cost of each meal. Now the cost of rice and lentils and cooking oil and heating, all of that is going to go up. Our job is to make sure we improve our efficiency so that we can live through this period of uncertainty.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
This is the same message I give everybody, every one of your listeners. Akshaya Patra is not just an idea or a concept. We are a mission. We are the largest NGO doing school meals in the world. We are doing a noble mission, and we want to feel this in everybody's hearts. Even if you cannot donate today, participate, volunteer, get involved, be supportive. I cannot ask for anything more. Thank you.
Be sure to like us on Facebook and do not forget to subscribe to our Sitaare TV YouTube channel, SITAARRE. Subscribe and click on the bell icon.
I'm Sri Rajan. I'm the Vice Chair of Akshaya Patra, USA.
So what is your vision post-pandemic with the downturn in the economy?
Yeah, so in the US, as you know, we raise money for Akshaya Patra in India, and we've been able to continuously maintain a strong fundraising campaign over the past few years, even through the pandemic. It's very important. These funds are very critical for what we do in India. Over the course of the last few months, we've been able to raise the number of children we've been feeding from 1.8 million children a day to 2 million children a day. Our aspiration is to continue to grow that number. We hope to get to 2.5 million children over the next couple of years or so. But it's a drop in the bucket as to what we can and should be doing. We don't want to stop till we can eradicate child hunger in India.
So could you give us the insights?
Sure. So in India, we run these kitchens across about 60 locations. And over the course of the last couple of years, because the schools were closed, we pivoted towards feeding people who had lost their livelihoods and who are going hungry, going back to the villages, migrating back there. And so over the course of the last 2 years, since the beginning of the pandemic, we have served over 250 million meals. And then over the course of the next couple of years or so, we're planning to add more kitchens. The way these kitchens operate is that they start at 3 in the morning, they start preparing the meals, and the trucks with the food starts rolling out around 7:30 or 8 in the morning. The intent is that when the food is served to the child, it needs to be hot, at least 65 degrees centigrade, hygienic, nutritious, and very importantly, tasty. If the food is not tasty, and tastes change every 100 kilometers or so in India, regional tastes are very, very different from each other. If the food is not tasty, the child is not going to eat that food. And we want to make sure that the food we give them actually delivers the nutrition that they need.
So I know that you are holding galas and raising funds, but if there was something you could change in the current system, what would that be?
Well, first of all, we need to continue to focus on raising money to feed even more children. Like I said, it's a drop in the bucket. If we had the opportunity, we would like to add breakfast as well. It's a much more difficult exercise. We're starting to do it in a few places. We are experimenting over there. That's number one. Number two is that we really want to go deep into the interiors of India. Right now, we're focused on urban, semi-urban, a little bit of rural areas, but we really need to go to where the need is the greatest, and that's really in the rural areas. So those are two things that I feel where if we had more capacity, either in terms of funds or organizational capacity, then that's what we would do.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, I want to thank all the sponsors and the funders. They've been with us through this pandemic. They've continued to give us very generously. And this gala and the many other galas that we're now starting to have across the country, we're seeing many people come. One is, of course, people are looking for a way to connect with each other. But most importantly, I think they are just expressing their faith and confidence in Akshaya Patra. So I want to thank all of them.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Janardhan ji, I would like to know what inspired you to support Akshaya Patra, and I also would like to hear about your story. I know you had told me in the beginning, like first call, that what all philanthropic work you do. So we would love to hear about your philanthropic work first, and then your support towards Akshaya Patra.
So thank you very much, Geeta ji. It was a very inspiring call with you the first time I talked to you about 3 years ago. We do, basically in Houston, we do the Houston Food Bank at a very large scale over the last 20 years. And we also have been doing a lot of small charities or national charities like Breast Cancer Foundation and Houston Heart Association. We also got involved with Save Our Heroes, which is the police and the firemen who die in the action. Then somebody has to help their families. It's a big void financially and emotionally. Well, you can't meet the emotional needs, but you definitely can help in financial needs. They have a program where anytime a hero falls, they request donors to put up $10,000 each and however many. So their goal would be paying off their mortgages and allow enough sufficient funds so the children can go through the high school and college thing. So we are involved in that. We support up to between 3 and 10 fallen heroes a year because we usually have about 22 to 25 people in fire department or police department die because of somebody shoot them or they in action, however it happens. There are several different ways. So that's one of the charities. About the hunger has always been a part of my upbringing because I went to a government school, my primary school, and I did receive this assistance of the food. At the time, there was no food. They gave you a bottle of milk and a couple of cookies around in the midday, and that always stayed in my mind. My family was sufficient enough, but during that time when I had to go to government school, they were having financial difficulties. So they sent me a couple of years to and it opened my eyes then how the philanthropy or the support to the poor can help. Because if your stomach is full, you're definitely paying attention to the teacher, what she's saying. If your stomach is not full, you're either depressed or mischievous, one or the other, or both. Because you want to create attention, you're hungry. So that always stayed with me over the years as we got better at our own financial situations. Kids are grown, they're gone. You can't take money with you.
So well said.
So why not use it for the purpose that brought the society to you? Why don't you give it back to the society? So that's how I got involved in it. And my wife is of the same opinion. She grew up in the same modest means. And so she kind of teamed up with me and said, Janardhan, we need to do these things. And she volunteers full-time at Alzheimer's Association, physically and financially. She goes to the clinics and the churches and things like that. So yeah, for both of us, it has been very, very dear to our hearts to help out the community and at large. And in 2020, before I called you, we had gone to India looking at some of the schools and stuff like that, and what we saw, the abject poverty and how the children were suffering for lack of food, and food translates into opportunity to educate. And if they're educated, they come out of the poverty a little better than the others. So we visited a lot of small villages in the Tamil Nadu, Karnataka area for 5 days, and it kind of set in our mind that, yeah, we need to do something. And so when we came back, I told you, I looked up a charity, and there you were, you answered the phone. And so we are now with Akshaya Patra. And I started giving the donation for some kitchen equipment and things like that, and then moved on to building a whole kitchen. We would like to do some more. What I realized that there is not strong outreach in Houston area. So I volunteered myself to build a chapter there so that we can bring a lot of awareness and help to raise the donation for the worthy cause that I believe in. And if I believe in it, then I can convince somebody that they should think about it that way. So that's how we grow the organization. So that's our purpose.
Very nicely said, and truly commendable work, what you have done so far. And I remember you were talking about the schools in Bangalore, like where you serve. So can you tell us about that little bit?
I can name the charity that we went to the schools, but I don't know if that would be approved or not because of the privacy reason. But this is a privately owned charity that we had contacted. They are 501c3 here out of U.S., and we had contacted them. We had actually gone as far as agreeing to fund to build a second school. They were building a school. And we visited them. Very commendable program, I would say that. And you can see in the eyes of children, this is a boarding school. The poorest of the poor get admitted. There are about 20 to 25 children per year in that charity. And they do an excellent job. Where we shied away from them was that they were in such a remote area they can't get the teachers. Mm-hmm. So it becomes a one-man, one-principal operation, which is largely in most of the small villages in India, but this school had gotten up to 240 children. Yeah, one person cannot do it. Yeah. And so they're working on their creating their own infrastructure of people. And once they get there, then we'll discuss that further. But those children, when they are fed, because we sat with them for breakfast, we sat them with them for lunch, we sat them for dinner, we sat through the classes, and you can see if they're well fed, they get well educated because they have larger attention span. So when we looked at that way, and when we heard about Akshaya Patra, I said, okay, this is the basis for it. Mm-hmm. You feed them first before you can educate. So it kind of aligned with our thinking. Yes. of feeding the hungry and educating the younger generation. So we're there.
And what do you think about Akshaya Patra just attend the milestone of 2 million children? Like we are feeding 2 million children every day from last Wednesday.
Every single day. Yeah. And 5 days or 6 days a week, depending on the part of the country. Yeah, 6 days a week because most schools are 6 days. And it is very commendable. And I would like to reach that goal of 5 million set right now. Yes. And we're going to work hard.
Thank you.
We need to do that. And any way we can help, we will do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time and your support, generous support. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Geet.
Be sure to like us on Facebook and do not forget to subscribe to our Sitare TV YouTube channel. SITAARRE. Subscribe and click on the bell icon.
Hi Sanjeevani, welcome to Sitare TV. It's really nice to see you here, and soon we'll be hearing you singing also. So how do you feel?
We've been touring the US for the Akshaya Patra fundraising concerts the last 6 weeks, and this is our last concert today. And it's been a wonderful, overwhelming experience to see how the US, Indians in the US, are supporting this wonderful cause. It's a very simple principle that it's the bowl of food that never depletes. And मैंने गाना लिखा है अक्षय पात्र के लिए, कंपोज भी किया है, इसे रिकॉर्ड भी किया है. तो भोजन की वो थाली जो कभी न होती खाली, जहाँ पढ़े लिखे हर छात्र, उद्देश्य यही एकमात्र, अक्षय पात्र फॉर इंडियाज़ फ्यूचर, अक्षय पात्र फॉर इंडियाज़ फ्यूचर.
Wow, that's really nice. So really good thought also. So let's talk about music journey a little bit, to know more about you. You are the winner of 1995 Saregama-pa, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, so it was Saregama then, it wasn't Saregama-pa. It was the first season that I won. Khayyam Sahab gave me the first prize. And then I went on to sing for the films because Vidhu Chopra Sahab invited me. He heard me on Saregama, and then I sang all the songs of his film Kareeb.
Kareeb, yeah. Can you sing few lines of your favorite song?
Oh, yes. चुरा लो न दिल मेरा सनम कि तेरे बिन न जी सकेंगे, कुछ भी न कर सकेंगे, चुरा लो न दिल मेरा सनम. And the iconic song. चोरी चोरी जब नजरें मिली, चोरी चोरी फिर नींदें उड़ी, चोरी चोरी ये दिल ने कहा, हाँ चोरी में भी है मजा है.
I have heard since I knew that I was coming to meet you, I went through YouTube listening your songs, and I saw there are quite a few of cover songs. And there was one song you sang just like Lata ji, Lag Ja Gale, right? Can you sing few lines for that?
Sure. हमको मिली है आज ये घड़ियाँ नसीब से, जी भर के देख लीजिए हमको करीब से, फिर आपके नसीब में ये बात हो न हो, शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो, लग जा गले.
You think it's important to take participation in the competitions to become or to get a chance to be a playback singer in Bollywood?
I don't think of competitions. I think they're overrated, they're overhyped, and the focus should be on enhancing your own musical journey by taking rigorous training in Indian classical music, which is an ocean of knowledge, and it is so deep and so beautiful, and that is the way every aspiring singer should be, to aspire not for some competition or to win some prize or to whether to sing for films. It's a very, very short and very small target. The larger mission, the larger purpose of your musical journey should be to actually sing better, and that is possible when you get trained in our Indian classical music. So, the musical journey is much larger, much deeper than some competition or some film.
So these nowadays new singers, so many, there is an ocean of singers coming, and they fizzle out. Like maybe one song popular, two song popular. What is the reason behind it?
So there's a whole huge scope for real musicians who can write, create their own music and release it independently on the OTT platforms like Spotify, KK, Apple Music. There are hundreds of OTT platforms and YouTube. So many artists have found their voice on these platforms, and you need not depend on uh, you know, film music, which is a very limited genre, to say, the least, because um, you are dependent on the story of the film, you're dependent on the musical choice of producers, of people who want to give music of kya chalega. Whereas music is a much wider ocean, and as independent artists, you can give the world your real talent, which is what I do. I compose, I write my own music, I release my own music. You'll find a lot of my tracks on these platforms. बट ये बहुत अनफॉर्चुनेट सिलसिला है कि हमारी सोच अभी भी यही है कि फिल्मों में गाना इज़ द अल्टीमेट मंजिल, तो ये बदलना चाहिए.
Well, it's good to know, and it's very encouraging, message for the new singers, new talent, that films are not the only way you can sing for. There are other ways also.
कोयल गाती है तो वो गाती है, वो ये नहीं सोचती है कि मुझे मेरा गाना फिल्म में जाएगा कि नहीं, है ना. तो कोयल बनिए और संगीत के बगीचे में अपना सुर लगाइए, और सुनने वाले आते हैं, ज़रूर आते हैं.
Definitely, definitely. Any message for our Sitare viewers?
सितारे व्यूवर्स, बस भारतीय संगीत को सितारा बनाइए और इसे ऊंचा ले जाइए. और फिर से कहूँगी कि भाई, अगर जितने इंडिपेंडेंट आर्टिस्ट हैं जो कोशिश करते हैं, उनका संगीत सुनिए. बहुत बड़ा दायरा है संगीत का. संगीत इज़ नॉट लिमिटेड टू जस्ट हिंदी फिल्म्स.
Excellent message for the new listeners. So that is Sanjeevni speaking with Sitare TV, and
I would like to tell you about my non-film work now that we're talking about it. There is an album that I have done. I have written a book called Meera and Me, in which I have translated Meerabai's songs into English. I call them love songs. And Meera said, I'm soul, I'm not body. मैं आत्मन हूँ, मैं शरीर हूँ ही नहीं. और ये मैसेज मुझे सारे विश्व को पहुँचाना है, इसलिए अंग्रेज़ी में ये गाने मैंने गीत अनुवादित किए हैं, और इसका एल्बम ऑलरेडी यूट्यूब और सारे OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स पर हैं. तो ज़रूर गाने सुनिए. मैं आपको इसकी छोटी सी झलक सुनाती हूँ. जो तुम तोड़ो पिया, मैं ना ही तोड़ू रे, तो सुप्रीत तोड़ पिया, कौन संग जोड़ू रे, कौन संग जोड़ू रे. Even if you break off, honey, I will not. If I were to break off, I'd never tie the knot, I'd never tie the knot. If you were a tree, I'd be a little birdie. If you were the sea, a fish I would be, Lord, a fish I would be. तुम भये तरुवर, मैं भई पंछिया, तुम भये सरोवर, मैं तेरी मछिया, मैं तेरी जो तुम तोड़ो पिया, even if you break off. इस तरह का ये.
So sweet, so sweet. आपने तो हमें मिनी कॉन्सर्ट ही दे दिया. That's really nice of you. And I really appreciate your time with Sitare TV and wish you all the best. Anything else you would like to add?
और एक एल्बम है राग इन अ सॉन्ग. मैंने क्लासिकल बंदिशों को गीत फॉर्म में रिकॉर्ड किया है विद म्यूज़िक एंड विद इंटरल्यूड पीसेस एंड ऑल. तो उसे भी सुनिए. उसमें भी मैंने 10 गाने किए हुए हैं अलग अलग रागों पर आधारित. जैसे लट उलझी सुलझा जा बालमा, हाथों में मेरे मेहंदी रची है, अपने हाथ सजा जा बालमा. ये बंदिश है बिहार की. उसका अंतरा मैंने लिखा. 16 सिंगार सजना निखर रहा है, तुम हो जहाँ मेरी फिक्र वहाँ है, अब तो अंग लगा जा बालमा, लट उलझी सुलझा जा बालमा, लट उलझी सुलझा जा बालमा.
बिल्कुल कोयल की तरह ही आप गा रही हैं. बिल्कुल आवाज़ मीठी सुरीली. विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट.
भोजन की वो थाली जो कभी न होती खाली, जहाँ पढ़े लिखे हर छात्र, उद्देश्य यही एकमात्र, अक्षय पात्र फॉर इंडियाज़ फ्यूचर, अक्षय पात्र फॉर इंडियाज़ फ्यूचर. नमस्कार, मैं हूँ संजीवनी भिलांडे मुंबई से. मैं पार्श्व गायिका हूँ, प्लेबैक सिंगर कहते हैं. मैं सितारे टीवी के सभी दर्शकों को मेरा बहुत सारा प्यार दूंगी और मेरे गाने ज़रूर सुनिए सारे OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स पर. मेरा YouTube चैनल है संजीवनी भिलांडे. Do subscribe to it and I'd like to have my own music heard by all of you. तो ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब करें and शब्बा खैर.
like us on Facebook and do not forget to subscribe to our Sitare TV YouTube channel. SITAARRE. Subscribe and click on the bell icon.
रास्ते सुस्त कदम होते हैं जो $20 वाले होते हैं, कुछ रास्ते तेज कदम वाले होते हैं जो $200 का डोनेशन देते हैं अक्षय पात्र। लेकिन सारे रास्ते आपको अक्षय पात्र USA के ज़रिए भारत के बच्चों तक ले जाते हैं जो अंडर प्रिविलेज हैं, जो म्यूनिसिपल स्कूल्स में पढ़ते हैं और जो इंतज़ार करते हैं बस उस एक भोजन का जिसकी वजह से स्कूल में पढ़ने आ जाते हैं बच्चे। तो ये बहुत पुण्य का काम है, अन्नदान का काम है जो भारत की परंपरा भी है। तो बोल दीजिए एक और रास्ते का गीत इस मोड़ से जाते हैं कुछ सुस्त कदम।
कुछ सुस्त कदम रस्ते
बच्चे भूख को जाए भूख for a midday meal to you we appeal love and care हमारा culture Akshaya Patra for India's future Akshaya Patra for India's future Akshaya Patra Bharat ka mitra Akshaya Patra for India's future
Hello everyone, I'm here at the Akshaya Patra Foundation at the kitchen where they make fresh, healthy, hot and wholesome breakfast and they supply to children in government schools. So let's take a tour of their kitchen and see how all this is made. We are here at the Thiruvanmayur kitchen which serves breakfast to over 5,100 government school children every day across 16 schools in and around Adayar, Velachery and Thiruvanmayur. We are making wheat dalia, that is sambar rava khichdi. It looks very nutritious. It has a lot of vegetables in it. It smells amazing. We're also making a big pot of sambar. As you can see, it's loaded with all the nutrients of the vegetables and the lentils. It also has these black chickpeas, making it very wholesome and very tasty. These are specially designed insulated vessels that is used to deliver the food hot to all the schools. Cooking is complete for the day and all of it is being packed in the insulated vessels. Now that everything is packed, next they are loaded in the delivery trucks. There are about 6 to 7 trucks waiting to be loaded. Each of these trucks are uniquely customized to take these insulated vessels safely to the government schools in and around Chennai. So here I have the sambar rava khichdi and the delicious tur dal sambar which I am going to taste now. That is going to be had by all the little children in all the government schools. It looks very delicious, very nutritious. It's so hot and so nice, so creamy and very, very tasty. It's full of flavor and so rich. The sambar is amazing. It's got all these vegetables and the chickpeas. It's just so tasty. Why wouldn't the kids enjoy this meal? I mean, it's so good. I'm enjoying it right now. It's just amazing. Breakfast includes a variety of items like pongal, idli rava upma, rava khichdi, rava pongal, coconut and peanut poha, sambar rava pongal, khichdi, upma and arasi kurune upma. All this along with a variety of sambars. Started in the year 2000, today Akshaya Patra has 55 kitchens across 12 states and 2 union territories and serves 1.8 million midday meals to over 19,000 schools in these regions every day. Coming to the school and seeing what difference a meal makes to these kids is a pleasant and humble experience. Akshaya Patra's motto is, "No child should be deprived of education because of hunger." Akshaya Patra's midday meal program has a positive impact in increasing enrollment, improving daily attendance, and the attention span of children in their classrooms. For a donation of only Rs 1,100 a year, a deserving child can have access to nutritious midday meals every school day. Check the link in the description for details.
Be sure to watch Sitare every week to catch your favorite star profiles, celebrity interviews, community events, and more.
Sitare TV. Sitare TV.
Sitare TV.
Sitare
Right
TV.
here on Sitare TV.
Sitare TV.
Sitare TV.